I never imagined a single night could dismantle everything I thought was secure in my life. My name is Daniel. I'm 38, and for years I believed my marriage with Claire was steady, grounded in trust, shared memories, and the comfortable rhythm of routine. That belief shattered the evening I stumbled onto something I was never supposed to see. The warning signs had been creeping in for months. Claire's frequent late nights at the office, her sudden obsession with locking her phone, the way she'd clutch it tight the moment I walked into the room. At first I brushed it all aside. Stress, deadlines, nothing unusual. But my instincts kept nagging, whispering that something darker hid beneath her easy smiles. Then came the Friday that changed everything. I sat in the living room with a glass of whiskey in hand while Claire casually mentioned a friend's gathering she'd supposedly attended the previous week. Her tone carried something that made my stomach twist. A strange blend of pride and carelessness. I asked casually who had been there. She laughed, a sharp laugh too polished, too forced. There was a pause before she finally mentioned a name. A pause that sliced through me like a blade. That hesitation was more telling than any answer. Later that night, curiosity mixed with desperation pushed me to look at her laptop, which she had left open. My hands trembled as I scrolled. Messages, photos, conversations. They started innocently, then drifted into unmistakable intimacy. My heart sank. This wasn't harmless chatter. This was betrayal in its most raw form. For a long moment I just stared, unable to process the reality. I wanted to believe I was mistaken. But the truth was glaring. The nights away, the vague excuses, the unexplained distance, they all fit into place now. The life I thought I had shared with her was nothing more than a carefully woven illusion. Yet amid the devastation, a strange clarity took hold. If Claire thought she could deceive me without consequence, she was wrong. I wasn't going to collapse. I would gather proof, reveal the truth, and reclaim what she had tried to steal, my dignity. The following days were torture. Every smile from her, every casual remark, felt like poison. But instead of letting anger consume me, I turned it into resolve. I became deliberate. I tracked her behavior, noted her patterns, paid attention to her calls and secretive messages. I documented everything, screenshots, times, dates. Slowly, the fragments assembled into a damning picture. One night, during an argument, Claire slipped. She mentioned someone's name with a carelessness that betrayed her. She didn't even realize I'd caught it. That was the break I needed. I decided I couldn't rely only on digital traces. I hired a private investigator and arranged for a DNA test connected to something I had legal grounds to pursue. It felt surreal, measuring betrayal in scientific terms, but I needed facts, not suspicions. While I waited, my mind replayed our marriage like an old film reel. Every kiss, every promise, every fight suddenly looked different in hindsight. Memories I once cherished now tasted like lies I had been too blind to recognize. The weight of that realization was unbearable. Then the results came. My hands shook as I opened the envelope. The truth was undeniable. Every suspicion had been justified. The betrayal was deeper than I'd feared. Claire's entire world was built on deceit, and now I had the proof in my hands. For a long time, I sat in silence. There were no tears, no shouting, just a cold, focused clarity. Knowledge had stripped away every illusion. And with it came power. When the time came to confront her, I didn't rage. I didn't need to. I had all the ammunition I required. I asked her to sit down. My voice was calm, but beneath it was a certainty she had never heard from me before. "Claire, we need to talk," I said. At first she smirked, dismissive, confident she could talk her way out like always. But her expression faltered when I placed the thick envelope on the table. Inside were the DNA results, the messages, every time-stamped piece of evidence. Her face went pale. She opened her mouth to speak. "Daniel, but I cut her off." There was no need for her excuses. The evidence spoke louder than any apology. I walked her step by step through everything. The late nights, the lies, the messages, the slip of her tongue, and finally the scientific proof of her affair. I watched as her composure collapsed. She had no defense left. In the weeks that followed, I initiated legal proceedings. Claire's carefully built,